we have to have, we're going to have to factor. What do they have in common? X. So we're going to undistribute an x. So now we've got 5x squared minus 4x minus 1 is equal to 0. So at this point in time, I'm going to try to get rid of this. Alright, so the good news here is that when you go to factor, is there any choice in what multiplies to give you 5? Only 5 and 1. Is there any choice in what multiplies to give you 1? 1 and 1. There is no choice. Alright, this is negative. The only way we get negative 1 is to have opposite signs. So if I put a plus and I put a minus, is this correct? The outside is negative 5. The inside is 1 with negative 5 plus 1. Notice I brought my x down. So you're going to say x equals 0. You're going to say 5x plus 1 equals 0. And you're going to say x minus 1 equals 0. I should have some variables if I did that. So this is going to be x equals negative 1/5, and this is going to be x equals 1. So see, this is a situation where I guess the check is really pretty quick. All right, so I think a lot of what we're going to do is going to be, we're going to write the equation on the line. So the 3 through 25 is stuff that we've already learned. Let me review that real quick. If I gave you 2x minus 3y equals 15, and I asked you for slope and I asked you for y-intercept, what do you do to get it? Okay, y-intercept means if you're on the y-axis, you haven't moved left or right. So your x is 0. So we're going to say 0 minus 3y equals 15. What does y equal? Negative 5. So there's your y-intercept. How do you find your slope? X. When we do y. What about y equals mx plus b? What if we were to solve for this y? So we have negative 3y equals 15 minus 2x, and what do we do? We would divide by negative 3, and we would have y equals negative 5 plus 2/3 x. So what is your slope? The slope is what is connected to the coefficient of x, and that is 2/3. And notice your y-intercept is the constant. Pardon? So Victoria, if we put 0 in here, we know y equals negative 5. Why did you have to find the y-intercept first? You didn't. I would have done this first. I would have gotten here, and then I would have said slope was 2/3, y-intercept is 0.
Why do you always put the x at the end?
You mean the y at the end?
No, I mean, like, I always put, like...
Why is the x here?
Yeah.
Why didn't I write it as 2/3 x minus 5? I don't know, because it was more convenient to put x over there. That's what it's about, ladies.
So it doesn't matter? Because I always put the x, but like, you always put the okay.
All right, and then how would we graph from here? What do we need? What do we need? We do need a graph. Now we have one. It should be under general resources. Their background. All right, so now how do we graph this? Yep, I would start at negative 5 on the y-axis, correct? So here's negative 5, and I would rise to run to the right 3 because they are both positive 2, 1, 2, 3, and then I would draw lines, correct? Okay, so that's the first 3 from 5. Okay, can you handle that? Graphs must be on graph paper. Now, let me make one other notation. Suppose your graph paper, and the graph paper for a reason. What if your graph paper looked like this? Okay? I am not going to accept this field. Am I defeating the purpose of graph paper? If your graph paper is this big, if it's too big for you, find smaller graph paper and a smaller square. You with me? This makes me very, very unhappy.
You know how to do
You may do this.
Yeah.
That's a possibility, but we gotta be real careful when you guys overrun. That's going to get you right. Alright, so let's see. Let's go back to the first. Okay, so I'm going to show you where the point slope formula comes from. So we're going to write the equation. Hold on. You see these 2 points? Okay. So I'm going to find slope. This is my second order pair, by the way, and this is my first order pair. So when I go to do slope, I'm going to say that it is y minus y1 over x minus x1. So all I've done is take away your numbers. Any questions on my slope formula? So now how do I get rid of this denominator? Multiply both sides by x minus x1, right? So multiply this side by x minus x1. So those are gone. So we're going to end up, I'm going to put the y's on the left. Y minus y sub 1 is equal to slope times x minus x. This is the point slope form of the equation of y1, slope, and x1 get substituted with numbers. The non-subscripted variables stay variables. I have really, really grown to like this point slope form of the equation. How's that? Alright, so this is what we're going to do. Now, your answer, we're going to begin with point slope. We're always going to begin with point slope. The answer, however, can be written in one of 2 ways. It can be in slope-intercept form, which means after you've done point slope, you solve for y, or standard form, which means x and y's are on the same side of the equal sign, and the constant term is on the other, and there must be absolutely no fractions. The standard form, slope-intercept form is your workhorse. Standard form is your beauty queen. Okay? Standard form looks pretty. It's about as useless as possible, but it looks good. Slope-intercept form is very, very useful. So to write the equation of the form using point slope form, you write the formula, you find the slope if necessary, then substitute the slope and the coordinates of one point, and then you put the equation in the equations. So that's what we're going to do. So now I'm going to go over to this side. Oh, look at that. I already have the rest. Never mind. I have to do that. So we begin with point slope. And then we're going to equation solving this form. Alright, so here's what we do. Write the equation of line whose slope is 5 and passes to the point negative 4, 2. A, slope-intercept form, B, standard form. Alright, I want to impress upon you that whenever you write the equation of a line, you need 2 things. beat this into the heads of the cut first. You need slope, and you need a point. You don't need a y-intercept, you need a point. If you have this, then you are good to go. This is the point slope that we're starting with. So I'm going to write here n equals 5 because that's my slope. And my point happens to be negative 4, 2. Have they given me everything I need? So remember, we substitute into the subscripted variables and your slope. So this is going to become y minus the y value is equal to slope times x minus the x value. You all leave minus and minus that way? Plus. Okay, so that's plus and positive. Now, I wrote the formula. Then I substitute if necessary, which I did. That's the second part. Now it says write in the requested form. So the first form was slope-intercept. And slope-intercept means, so your slope-intercept form is in the form intercept. That's the workhorse. That's the y equals x plus b. If it's in that form, it's easily graphable. So what does this mean you have to solve for? Pardon? Y, yes. So we're going to distribute the 5. So you're going to have y minus 2 is equal to 5x plus 20. Then what are we going to do? So now we're going to add the 2, so we're going to have 5x plus 20. What's the slope? Should it have been 5? If you get a different slope, we know you've messed up. What's your y-intercept? I will always ask for the y-intercept in order to 0, 22. All right. Now let's go to the between form. So this is standard form. Now I gave you that problem because it has so much. So now at this point we need to start up here. We're going to distribute again, just like we did before. So we're going to say y minus 2 is equal to 5x plus 20. So I'm going to keep my x's positive. I think that might match the book more. So I'm going to leave my negative 2. Actually, I'm going to subtract 1. So now I have y minus 22 is equal to 5x. Remember, we're supposed to have x's and y's on the same side. So now I'm going to move my y. So I've got negative 22 equals 5x minus y. That's the between form. So there's 3 different forms of the equation of a line. We begin with point slope and we move into the others. Let's try another. Write the equation of a line passing through 5, negative 1, and 2, 3. Do you remember what 2 things do we need? We need slope, and we need a point. What do we have plenty of? We got plenty of points. What don't we have? So what's the first thing you're going to do? You see yesterday's lesson? What are you going to do? Which one? 3 minus over 2. Okay, so that's going to be plus positive, or 4 over. Okay, so now we have our slope. Now you have 2 choices. It does not matter which one you do, it will result in the same equation, part A, part B. What are we going to use? 2, 3. Okay. So now we're going to write the point slope form first. So we say y minus the y value is equal to our slope times x minus the x value. Now we're ready to go to part A. If I want slope-intercept, what do we have to do? We have to solve for y. Amanda, you solve it for what? Okay. So we get negative 4/3 times x minus 2 plus 3. Is that finished? Now what do you have to do? Okay. What does that look like? How do you multiply it? Alright, and that's going to be a positive. So there's your slope-intercept form. So now, for part B, what 3? Oh, darn! Plus 3 over 1. What's its common, what is its numerator? You get common denominator. Alright, so this is going to be y equals negative 4/3 x what? So now we're going to go back to here, we're going to distribute again, so I have y minus 3 equals negative 4/3 x plus 8/3. Alright, what do you want? Remember, we're not allowed to have fractions, so Carly, what do you want to do? No, on our read between form, no fractions. Standard, yes. Why don't you get rid of your fractions now? Make it easier. How do you get rid of fractions? When we multiply everything by 3, correct? Even the things that don't have denominator 3. So this side is going to be more attractive, right? So now this is going to be 3y minus 9. Or let's keep our x's positive. So we're going to add 4x. And then what do we do? That's the beauty from the Do you agree that that's a whole lot more attractive than that? You look at this and you start to get heartburn, but you look at this and there's no heartburn. Right? You look at this and I'm telling you now, the anxiety level of every person in this room skyrockets. Heaven forbid there are fractions. Okay? You look at this and it's no big deal. I think it's your turn. Let's just do one in both forms. How's that? So I want this in A, slope intercept, B, standard. Next page. Okay, yes.
For Weavers, how much you want complicated?
I don't know. If you get deliver the double eggs. Deliver the double eggs.
Because I would look it up.
All right, is everybody else delivered?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do I have left?
Oh, yeah, no, I think it's not.
Oh, it wasn't.
36. Or 26.
She wasn't? Is that somebody else? Or she wants the doubles. Okay. So, and who's the other person? Okay, so there's that one. So those are easy, those are mine. All right, so Weaver, let's give her these extra ones. And let's give her these extra. And she needs more than she has. And let her know that when you let her know that we are So that's Weaver or across the rock? Yeah, that's just Oh, I bet you all are finished. I'm all out of my scrap paper. I just rely on the scrap paper. All right. I'm ready. Are you ready? We'll do it still. All right, nice job here. Yeah. So standard form also. Okay, so we're going to set that. Which is a X. Oh wait, no, no, it's a Y. Oh, with 4. Oh, you got them both right. Okay. You have fractions. We don't like fractions. How do you explain? What is the center? Oh, but you lost the center. Here. Yeah, but shouldn't that be 7/3? Just change the problem if we got that part. So that 9, I'm just going to say yes, not that. But it's the I took this instead of this. Well, okay, this should match that, but I don't think it's going to be. You just left there and it's fine. Or you could go from here and put it in here. I got printed. All right, you're ready to start your homework. Let's get 33. You got 23. Oh, so it's in the back.
Wait, you have to check my age.
Okay. I didn't choose 16 minus 9. take it over yours?
Yeah, you got one.
Hold it finished?
No, I don't.
Okay, so you need a common denominator. What's a common denominator? No, please. 3 would be a box. So if I multiply the bottom by 3, I must multiply the top by. And what's negative 20? Okay. You with me?
Should I take yours off, Nancy? Go put them for you?
Yes. Alright.
Did you get yours?
You're too slow. You never know. You need to start with this. And you're going to put your slow and keep it here. Substitute that in. Yes. Yes. You got to start with 3, right? Alright, it was a trig identity quiz, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
That's the trig limit identity quiz.
Oh, it doesn't look like
Yes.
the piece of paper. Tell me all we're gonna do.